Game number 1, Towers of Doom, everybody. Team Russia against Go Next, and we are here at the HeroesHype Premier Series, the playoffs. And this is a first round match in the winner bracket where we have Team Russia with their new lineup going up against Go Next. And over to the left side in blue we have X-Ray on Malfurion for Team Russia, Quasar on Malthael, Stark on ETC, Masquerade on Thrall, and Tobos on Vala. And on the right side of the map, Go Next playing with Kelvin on Jaina. We have Sky on Tyrande, Copenhagen on Leoric, Wit on Garrosh, and Monka S on Greymane. And actually, I think that we're having also a sub on the side of Team Russia. So these days, they're actually having more French people in the lineup than Russians, I gotta say. There's also Team Stark. That was a bit of a weird opening for him here, but nearly the counter kill against Greymane. As I was about to say, these days it's a little bit weird because we have pretty much 2 Russian teams now. We talked about this the last time that we looked at HeroesHype Premier Series at the last qualification tournament, where we had Team Clown, which actually consists of a lot of the former members of Team Russia. But of course, the captain of the original Russian team, Stark, still playing here with Team Russia, and they have a lot of new players now in the lineup. There's been a shuffle that has been going on, especially after Division S ended, obviously. But Stark still holding the captain's crown here for the team. And gets thrown out there, with actually just throwing him out instead of in. In terms of lineups, we have the Vala setup again. So we're actually looking at a triple melee. We still have the Echo of Elements for Thrall. This is a big map, not typically where you get a lot of stacks for your Trash Lightning. We see Vala for the range damage, and on the other side, pretty much a blow-up composition from Go Next. They're currently looking at a really nice solid setup around stuns from Tyrande and then damage from Greymane and also burst from Jaina. So that could definitely do the trick here against the Russian teams. And the Russian team will have to find themselves a little bit here. Granted, Go Next also, with the lineup here, hasn't really had the longest time to really find the synergy as a unit, but they have a lot more core members than Team Russia in their midst. There's obviously a few new additions that we have of them right now, as we can see on the lineup here. But on the first map, we're going to see who is going to be able to take the advantage. I mean, for the time being, we have in terms of talents on level 1, Consume Vitality already claimed. We're seeing also, again, the block talent for ETC, which is going to be pretty impactful against a hero like Greymane. And talking about Greymane, he's already putting his claws to the test here and jumps up to the top to take down Malthael. Nicely done. They could get the camp, but they get the kill against Malthael. That's definitely worth something. We're also seeing at the bottom of the map a Pumpkin Camp escorted into the tower range. Stacks on Echo of Elements, currently sitting at 10. Frost Wolf Pack chosen by Thrall on level 4 and has accumulated the first stack. Vala traditionally hot pursuit straight into Arsenal, and that's the Punishment and then Arsenal, which is exactly what we're seeing now as well. So a multi-shot hybrid build. And that opens up the game here. Best of 3 series. Now, I talked about this in one of the previous games already. The playoffs for HeroesHype are mainly best of 3s. The winner bracket, loser bracket final, and also the winner bracket final, loser bracket final, and the grand final. All these 3 games will be best of 5s, but everything else will be a best of 3. And that includes, obviously, the first round of the winner bracket that we're currently looking at here. In case that some of you are wondering why exactly the draft is actually not shown in this game, that's pretty easily answered. Unfortunately, a lot of the games take place at the exact same time, which obviously allows me to cast a few of the matches live, but I'm currently trying to get as many additional games commentated for you as possible, and that includes therefore also a couple of replay casts. As we have Thrall going down, and in those replay casts, we don't have access to the draft because Blizzard is a small indie company and is unable to include the draft information in the replays. So, therefore, we're having a bit of a look at what's happening in this lineup before we are heading into the live games that will start in about an hour here. Wit currently sitting in a bush after they took down Thrall. They're trying to fight for the altar. The problem is they're pretty low on HP and also mana, respectively. Garrosh goes down for exactly that reason, and Greymane is also getting chased, especially now that we're having Masquerade on Thrall back to business. X-Ray for Team Russia now trying to get the channel through, and he succeeds, which means that we're having Go Next down on 32 points on the core. So, with that said, Thrall got obviously also reset as he was eliminated. Their first start at 0 with a Frost Wolf pack again. Level 7 a little bit faster on the side of Go Next, thanks to the kills that they got. And we're actually seeing now also once more on level 7 the Quicksilver Bullet. So Greymane trying to work through those basic attacks. Keep in mind that Hero obviously got buffed in the recent patch. One of the reasons why we're having him now available in these games a lot more. Made his way back into the meta and had a pretty big impact already. Especially teams like Nothing Left absolutely love to play the Hero. Touch of Death taken on level 7 for Malthael. He's still rotating between the lanes here, top side and in the middle, whenever need be. But he also gets a little bit of assistance. So Thrall is moving in every now and then. They're trying to apply some pressure. The 3-man at the bottom of the map is pretty powerful. ETC is just fantastic in conjunction with Vala, because when you hold your skills back, you always have a power slide available. And what's even more important, you can also use the face melt, just create a little bit of space for Vala, which is definitely needed. And that's starting to put a little bit of a number onto the bot lane here. But the duo at the top is also claiming camp after camp. And that is eventually going to threaten Malthael. So they will potentially have to rotate someone up there. But now that 2 altars are spawning at the bottom of the map, that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Thrall still working around the stacks. The Frostwolf pack currently on 1. We're having Echo of Elements completed, so the second charge, thanks to the quest reward, is already in. And Masquerade, are they gonna get the flip? Yep, they flip the stun, and that's a kill. That's exactly what we mentioned in the earlier stages. This is the deadly combo that he can go up against. X-Ray with the attempted channel. He should actually be able to make that happen. But in the middle of the map, that's a different question. And there we go again. Go Next looking for another kill. Thrall now taken apart for the second time. Lost his stacks therefore for the second time. But yeah, 4 shots are also fired against the blue team's core. And that keeps Go Next still in the 4-point range towards their opponent. But you could actually tell, with that little flip that we saw there, and the immediate stun that came afterwards, how deadly this composition can be if executed well. And if all the heroes really work together, you can pretty much get insta-kills against opponents, as long as Wit is able to connect with someone on Garrosh. And this is now getting worse, because now we're talking about Entomb, we're talking about Ring of Frost, and more importantly, about the Cursed Bullet. So a lot of talents that can really work wonders with this. Malthael has the last rights now, as both of the teams have heroic abilities. We're also seeing Vala's Rain of Vengeance. That alone, together with Malfurion in this Twilight Dream, can really ruin a play. But it's Masquerade that gets caught again. And that's a little bit optimistic. I don't think that that was ever in the cards for him. But now that Thrall has just died for the 3rd time, it seems like he's going to have a really tricky time to complete the Frostwolf pack. I honestly think if he completes it, it's going to be in one of the big team fights where with the Wolf he can get multiple stacks. But we are looking at 4 kills for Go Next and only a single kill for Team Russia in this first game of the best of 3 series. Owl already sent topside to scout out what's happening again. The single altar is popping up on the map. And we're having Wit in position for it immediately. ETC, by the way, went into the mosh pit, so he was actually hesitating for quite some time, and Stork has in the past also played around the stage dive, but not in this case. A little bit of damage against Stork again. The bullet also came out from Greymane, but talking Greymane, he's all of a sudden in trouble. Gets immediately booped into the root and goes down. Ring of Frost now makes Vala disappear. And it seems like Stork is also gonna fall. The Entomb was actually great. Made sure that they couldn't escape here. And talking about escape, X-Ray is trying to pull that off and actually gets out. The 10% movement speed helping him to dodge the stun from Garrosh, and that's all that he needs to do here. So boys, we are tied. It's 28 points against 28 on the core, so this is actually starting to become an intense one. First game in the best of 3 series, and we are absolutely spot on when it comes to the points on the core, and both of the teams are really working hard for that. But the kills, they keep coming for Go Next, and that is something that eventually Team Russia will have to stop, because now in the early game it might not have made that big of a difference. It gives a slight advantage in experience to Go Next, but since the death timers are pretty low, it doesn't mean that they're losing a lot of ground here. But as the death timers increase, if you keep dying, then all of a sudden your opponent will have massive macro advantage on the map, and that's a big problem right now. 13 is there already. Top side, still the pressure, as we're having the wall already falling, but it's currently the bottom of the map that we have to look at. Masquerade also rotating straight down, past Garrosh. is currently just watching. And a second stack is acquired. Fourth roll. Yeah, it's getting a little bit closer right now. He's getting a bit closer, but already has to be careful. There's 3 moving in again. And here comes Leo. And it's time for the kill. Ring of Frost and a double kill against Vala and against ETC. The taunt comes through with the Warlord's challenge. And Thrall is dead again. He's not the only one, is he? Dequaza, yeah, he dies too. 4 heroes down. The quests on the level 4 talent for the War Chief reset again. And this is not what Team Russia had in mind when they were entering the best of 3 series here. The aggressive Russian team, the combat kings, but they still have to prove that they are worthy of the nickname with the new lineup as well. The old setup was incredibly aggressive, was incredibly powerful, but now they're losing ground on the map here. We have 10 kills against 2, and at this point, Go Next is absolutely demolishing them. 10 kills against 2, a 2-level lead, and now also 5 shots fired. It's an even exchange in bell towers, but as you can guess right here, there is obviously a discrepancy because, an even exchange in altars. Bell towers is a different story. Yeah, and here comes the stun again. They're trying to set something up against Greymane, who so far had an absolutely fantastic game. Has been ripping people apart. Died once though, and they're trying to make this too. But in comes the attack against Stalk. Jaina goes down and a triple entomb. That's the end of ETC, but can they get more? Nearly a kill with the last rites, but the target survives, and now we're seeing Go Next slowly retreating here. They nearly have level 16. 26,000 damage, by the way, for Jaina. She really capitalized from the fact that she was able to get so much work done with the Ring of Frost. We had, by the way, Pumpkins now also moving into the core again. Therefore, only 20 points left on the core. And talking about the Pumpkin camps, another one is already attacked by Go Next as they're trying to set another one towards the left side of the map. The bottom bell tower is also still under the control of Go Next. They're holding on to this. Team Russia is trying to fight back here. They have now the Tempered by Discipline, which is actually a really interesting one. You don't see it all that often. Gloom normally the big talent that's being taken, especially when you have a lot of mage damage against you. And in this case, with Vala and her setup against Jaina, I could have totally seen Gloom come in play again, but instead we're getting Tempered by Discipline, which allows for a bit more self-sustain. We're also seeing the inevitable end for, Malthael, so he might have a chance of escaping, especially when those stuns come out. But up to this point, it hasn't really looked too good for them. 11 kills against 3, it's a pretty big statement, to be honest with you. And the level 16 talent is a huge deterrent right now. It's a triple altar on the map, and normally you would fight for at least 2, but I don't think that Team Russia is going to be able to make that play. They are honestly lucky if they can take 1, I feel. But as I say that, there's a rotation towards the top. There's an exchange, 1 for 1, and the next altar gets channel 2, which means that we're having now 12 points against 21. The fight in the middle, on the other hand, Masquerade dead again! And once more reset on his stacks, and it looks like Tobos might fall too, and yep, indeed that's the case. Vala is down, and they're not happy with that either. They're going straight in for the triple kill and take down ETC. And while they're here, you might as well, right? I mean, it's there. You might as well go for the boss and drop your opponent down into the single digits. That's exactly what we're seeing here from Go Next. It's a slaughter. It is honestly an absolute slaughter. The Russians are getting completely wrecked here. Actually feels weird calling them the Russians. Team Russia, because these days they're playing with more French people than with Russians, actually. And yeah, they still don't have level 16. They're gonna have it soon, but they're not gonna get it in time to save that bell tower. And with the control that we're having at the bottom of the map, it pretty much seems like we're going to have 2 bell towers converted by Go Next, as they are just completely brutalizing their opponent and crushing game number 1. Defensive measures taken here for Garrosh. We have also the mortal combo, so a bit of an adjusted style. We've seen this a few times. X-Ray already attacked here, tries to get the Twilight Dream out to save his ass, but guess what? He's not going to be lucky here. Malfurion is down, and it's a disaster for the blue team. Masquerade dies again. He's never going to complete that talent, is he? The attack again towards the top. There's the mace to the face against Vala. She's not falling, though. But maybe they can set something up here. Ring of Frost attempt, but without a setup, Kelvin is not able to connect it. And Greymane actually goes down a little bit too eager. The eager beaver or eager wolf was a bit too aggressive with this little move. But the problem is still that we're having at the bottom of the map Wit already channeling the altar that has just spawned. And that is now 6 shots fired. Which means that Team Russia, bam, is down to 2 points. And things get worse. Pumpkins are pushing the top side now. Already Garrosh still active at the bot lane here. Forced fights up to the top. And, well, Tyrande, Sky might fall. And that could be the first kill for them. And as I say, he just simply walks away from it. And they're turning it around against a Quasar who dies. Didn't even drop his ult. The interrupt. Vala dies, so does ETC. They got at least a Tyrande kill, but ETC dies as well. And that's not 19 kills against 2. Level 20 has also just been claimed. And they're trying to even make a play for Thrall again. But this is just absolutely incredible. There's the shot fired, 1-2, and that is game, ladies and gentlemen, as Team Russia gets absolutely humiliated in game number 1 by Go Next, to now have taken the lead in the best of 3 series against Team Russia. Game number 2, everybody. The Russians got their ass kicked, or should I say the French, because it's a little bit weird right now. I need to wrap my head around this. The Team Russia doesn't consist of Russians anymore. We have Stork on the left side on Tyrael, X-Ray on Malfurion, Dequaz on Imperius, Masquerade on Reyna, and Turbos on Tracer. But look at the lineup for Go Next here. We have an interesting one. Kelvin on Hanzo. Wit is pulling Lauba and goes into Melganis as the main tank. Sky on Tyrande for the follow-up. Monka S on Maiev. And look at that. We have a Ragnaros, baby. Ragnaros is in the house. And, well, it's time to see if he can pull a win off here. Or if you're actually going to see Team Russia force the 3rd map in this particular series. It's going to be a pretty interesting game, to be honest with you, because I didn't expect that ass-kicking that Team Russia received in game number 1. Go Next had some amazing moments in the past and definitely improved a lot. But then again, obviously, Team Russia changed quite significantly. But with the leadership of Thrall here and with all these big names that we're seeing on the side of Team Russia, I still expected them to do way better than they did. So if you follow Division S over this year, then you recognize pretty much every single name on the lineup of Team Russia. And that is usually worth quite a bit. As it stands, we are actually also having the veteran marksman taken, which is interesting to me, since this is normally a talent that doesn't get a lot of value. It's really difficult to get decent stacks together. You need to get 60 stacks until you make up for the normal talent, the normal 15% damage increase on all abilities, by the way, on all damage that Reyna dishes out, with the ace in the hole. So traditionally it's not a talent that gets taken, because it really means that, especially in the early game, Reyna has a tough time, and he normally never hits a momentum where he can make up for that. Then again, I gotta admit that in this case at least, there are not too many slows. It's not like this is played with an Arthas at his side or with Jaina. So the slows are a little bit more limited, and more so on the side of Malfurion and the stuns that we're seeing through heroes like Imperius, of course. Still a bit of an interesting one, so we're going to keep our eyes on the stacking process for Reyna. If he can work those auto attacks in, he might be lucky enough to set that up, but time will tell. Push in the middle is already happening, and that was a nice setup that will allow them to maybe drop the first turret there now too. So let's see if they can pull that off. There's definitely enough aggression here, that much for sure. We're already having the level 4 talents in their hands now as well. So the early game is actually not looking too bad for Go Next here. Again, a little bit of a different timing. They went for the Bruiser camp over the Siege Giant. We're having the first Tribute also spawning topside, so they're going to be very eager to get their own Siege Giant camp a little bit later. Maiev is currently on it to make sure that it pushes the bot lane, while we're seeing the Tribute appearing on the top map, so that Team Russia will have to split their resources if they want to defend and grab the Tribute. By now we're also seeing the Fire Ward taken for Ragnaros after he went initially into the Blast Wave with the Engulfing Flame. And there it is. Tribute gets announced, and the camp at the bottom of the map. No one running a global, by the way, so there's no global in this game right now. We're having Malthael currently, Malfurion timing the camp here, trying to make sure that they have also a push going through the middle while everybody else focuses their attention topside. 6 stacks, by the way, for Reina. So Jimmy definitely a little bit low at this point, but let's see how much he can pull off with that. We're having again the push towards the top, and ooh, Tobos, wow, he's actually really low. Tracer has to be very careful. This is not boding well for tribute number 1 for Team Russia, I can tell you that much. Especially since Imperius is still at the bottom of the map. Channel is in, Imperius has to defend bot side, so Dequaza, he still has some time as he's on the job there. And now the rotation towards the middle is taking place from a couple of the heroes, as they're going to make sure that this camp is not taking the entire wall. Stun coming out again, and this is actually a bit of a lineup that is attempting to see if they can maybe even get a hero kill here. Stalk on Tyrael needs to be a little bit cautious. Top side, Tracer actually in trouble. Oh my god, and nearly taken down by the Owl. Dodges it with the rewind. Damn! Tobo is actually able to escape there. It looked like it was a kill for sure, but he's able to get out. On the side of Hanzo, we have Redemption on level 1, but outside of that, Serrated Arrows and the Never Out match being taken. That also makes it easier to take the boss, obviously. So if they are able to sneak that in after the 5-minute mark, when the 2 bosses are spawning, that would be a great setup for them. Yeah, Hanzo goes down at the bottom of the map, okay, caught by Dequaza and Tobos. The fight up here to the top has already started as well. With level 7 talents, we're now seeing the blistering attacks too. Okay, so going into a bit of a different build here with Ragnaros than what we usually see. Wit is also in trouble on Mal'Ganis, about to be taken down, able to escape at least for the time being. But even with Ragnaros now pulling a straight off, it seems like we're going to have the blue team getting 1 tribute. At least they're zoning their opponent out quite nicely. Ragnaros still has the trade active. Gets 1 interrupt in after another. There comes another Owl also sent through. But everybody's in the choke point right now. And there's the stun with the connect from Imperius. And everybody's low. And that's a double kill. Could be a triple. And it is, as Tracer darts in for the kill. Well done here. They get the tribute. They get 3 kills. The bosses are already up on the map. That was a really nice setup now by Team Russia. Masquerade has already rotated top lane now, so he's dealing with the situation as it unfolds in front of them, trying to push the wall down and at least get a bit of kills there. And we're talking 4 kills against 0. So far, things are looking good. And the problem was obviously that fighting in a choke point here, with Maiev on the other side, with Imperius being able to get a multiple stuns through, is always a bit of an issue. Level 10 abilities might change things, but for now, the momentum is definitely in the hands of Team Russia. I seem to be a little bit aggressive after the last game, and I really don't blame them. It was a very, very hard beating that they got there from Go Next, so obviously you want to open up map number 2 with a bit of a bang and prove that you can still come back into this. Ragnaros, that looked for a second like he would be able to walk out because nobody wanted to deliver the final blow. But yeah, he gets taken down by Tracer. Tribute is already active at the bottom of the map, which means that we will most likely see Team Russia with the second tribute, since they're also extremely close to level 10. It would be a bit of a miracle if Gonex would be able to fight this. So yeah, heroic abilities are in any second. There we have them. The stacking progress that we're seeing from from Reina is currently at 15 and 9. 9 on the Behemoth armor. And they're going also for the boss now. And with a 10% increased movement speed globally, this also means that with the approach on the red team side starting a little bit late, there's always the risk that your opponent can make the transition between the bot lane and the top quickly enough to contest this. So you have to be careful here. Boss is taken. This one is on the other hand now taken pretty quickly since Hanzo has joined the effort and is starting to put his level 4 talent to the test. And therefore we have a boss for a boss already set up. But they're starting to take vision down here, and they might even be able to grab the Siege Giant. But as it happens, we're actually seeing another tribute spawn. So yeah, with this, it could be a curse against the red team already. Dequaza's checking this out. Owl gets eaten by Masquerade, and there's the curse. And it is Lava Wave. Oh, that is sealing the deal of Go Next. I mean, they can't win it now. Not with Lava Wave taken. I would have given them a chance with Sulfuras, but they just went for Lava Wave. And we all know that Lava Wave is garbage. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. That misclick on Copenhagen cost them the game potentially. I think Sulfuras would have been insta-win for them, of course. I mean, you get the cage in, you know, the Tyrande stun, the Hanzo arrow, and then you Sulfuras and it kills right away. But Lava Wave, no chance. So So with that, we're now having also, again, a bit of a HCC throwback, by the way. Hashtag know your meme. There comes, on the other hand, the potential kill against Maiev. Yes! And even Ragnaros with this trade can't stop them here. The Molten Core not doing anything here. And that curse is just murdering them. Bot lane fort has fallen. It looks like the keep is going to fall as well. And ladies, we are 8 minutes into the game. We are 8 minutes into the game. And they just lost that bottom keep. And guys, it's 7 kills against 0. And the Russians are going for the core. Or Team Russia, that is. The Russia-French connection wants to end the game right here. And they're actually pulling it off. 8 minutes and 26 seconds. What the fuck just happened? Well, that's what's going on if you go into Lava Wave these days. Team Russia coming back into the series with a bang and forcing game number 3 out of the best of 3 match here at the HeroesHype Premier Series. Game number 3, everybody! The Russians, well, they have been kicked around in game number 1, but game number 2, boy, that was a showing. 8 minutes and 26 seconds, that's the time they needed on Khaldor to take Go next down and force map number 3. And we are on map number 3 right now. We are on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and to the left we have Stalk on Anubarak, Tobos on Sylvanas, X-Ray on Malfurion, Dequaza on Rexa, and Masquerade on Hanzo. And to the right side, Go next with Kelvin on Vala. We have a double support, so to say, with Monka S on Zarya, so the shields are going to be coming in. A speed barrier, most likely on level 4, since they have Wit on Garrosh, Sky on Tyrande, and Copenhagen on Imperius. No more Ragnaros shenanigans, and an easy kill that opens the game up. Nicely done. That was actually a good one from them. So yeah, definitely coming into the map and saying, okay, we're back, guys. We're not half AFK anymore. What happened on map number 2 is not going to happen again. We're going to take this series and move on through the winner bracket. We're not going to drop down into the loser bracket right there. At this point, we're having Tobos jumping out with the wave, but they were already anticipating it and hoping to catch him at the gate. Couldn't quite pull it off. But yeah, at this point, pretty nice setup here for them. So as we're going straight in, we have Wit getting the bubble. And as I said, it's very likely that we're going to see the speed bubble here for multiple reasons. First of all, you empower Vala with it, obviously, as well, and allow her to dance around a little bit more. Talking Vala! That was a nice one. Second kill. Go next on fire here. But yeah, the main recipient of that bubble could be Garrosh, because the cool thing when you have the speed barrier on Garrosh is that he can pretty much walk up to any target and just throw them into the team and try and get a kill there. And they are definitely not shy in the early game, as they are starting to get kill after kill with this. So, nice effort. We have the Unfurling Shadows for Sylvanas, and so far there's 16 stacks for the hero, so we're going to keep our eye on that too. Consuming Flame on level 1, bit of an alternative build for Imperia so far here. Solarian's Fire has been focused now over the trade, which we usually still see on the level 1 talent, even though it has been more of a Molten Armor focus with the level 4 ability. By now, Turbos sitting topside. Stork is already lurking around and seeing if he can maybe set a stun up. I mean, a kill against Sky would obviously be fantastic. But there's another stun, and Tyrande just misses it. The setup was actually a decent one from Garrosh. And if the stun comes through from Tyrande, there's a chance that the Beetle is being taken out again. And Stork has been bugging them for quite some time now with his plays. And therefore, taking him apart would be a big, big win here. There's the level 4, the speed barrier is in, the punishment comes in as well. And on both sides now we have the extra talent. And the push in the middle has taken down one of the turrets. It's actually a 5 versus 5 in the middle, and oh my god, they're getting another kill. Tobos down this time. Can the Russians, can Team Russia get a counter kill? Not far from it. Instead, they're losing Anubarak. Damn, son. I mean, right now we're having 4 kills against 0. What is this? Are both teams trying to go for a couple of speed runs, or what's happening here? I mean, I would say that Team Russia definitely has now, is pretty much high up on the record for Cursed Hollow, but it seems like Go Next is trying to dominate map number 3 in order to make it into the next one. It's actually a little bit insane. Bot lane, Copenhagen already sitting there. to try and defend against Rexa. Rexa obviously a pain on any solo lane. Has been played on this map a lot by Washed Up as well. Hazorb's usually the one for Washed Up that plays Rexa on this map, or just in general. As expected, we're having the Sovereign Armor taken, so Molten Armor gets focused. We have another approach towards the next turning point. So far the Russians, or Team Russia, has actually done a little bit better with the turn-ins here. Still the attempt at the top lane to go for Sylvanas again. She's currently a little bit far out. Garrosh goes straight up against her. And Sylvanas is a little bit low, but survives. And down at the bottom, only Misha so far has fallen. Still the lead in gems for Team Russia. But there's definitely enough gems now available for the red team to get a turn-in, and they're gonna try and work around that. Wit is looking again for an opportunity to throw someone into the team to guarantee another kill. So far that hasn't happened, but we have level 7 abilities coming through slightly faster for Go Next, which gives them an advantage right now. They're going to try and see if they can maybe capitalize on that. Obviously we have Celestial Attunement right now for Tyrande. We're also seeing in addition to that Arsenal. Feel the Heat on level 1 was played for Zarya. So we could see a lot of damage, Swamp Grotta style pretty much. It's really what Granite Gaming usually does. This is a really big Granite Gaming style that we're currently seeing from them. Stun into stun, not quite. Tyrande a little bit slow on the follow-up. Couldn't quite get that through. With level 7 we now have the Explosive Barrier. Helps especially if you're getting the front line equipped with a shield. But level 7 is now also ready for the opponent's team, and that gives us, well, actually they have an opportunity to go for turn 2. And talking about opportunities, another kill, 5-0 in kills, level lead already, and Torbos is dead, and that's 11 gems down the drain, I wanted to say. But Misha comes in, and Misha is a good girl. Misha also likes glittery stuff, so goes in and takes that. Problem is that it seems that Masquerade is, yeah, taking the damage, and he's down too. 7 kills against 0, and they have the first Web Weaver wave now coming in. What is happening here? Like, Team Russia performed a speedrun in game number 2, and now they're getting completely decimated in game number 3. This is a crazy series. Stalk gets stunned, doesn't have the cooldown ready for the burrow charge, but is still able to escape, but just with a sliver of health. And the Web Weavers are now coming in. Stalk is trying to get his hit points back. Malfurion is doing what he can to keep him topped up here, but he won't be able to really play a major role in the defense. And what a throw by Wit! Oh my god, over the wall into the hands of the team. They're just bullying them around now. Malfurion is dead as well, and they are just going for the top side forward, with the bot lane getting pushed a little bit by Kopmark and the Web Weavers. In the middle, the wall is taking out too. Fountain is likely to fall, and this is just absolutely incredible. Another stun connects. They go for Stalk. Are they going to get the kill? I don't think so. Or do they? Oh, the bug gets away. But the fort at the top lane has been eliminated, and we're now talking about level 10 abilities. Also, level 10 Expulsion Zone coming in again for Zarya. With that we have Stray for Vala. Not afraid of any engage on the other side, so therefore no Rain of Vengeance, doesn't need the stun. But it is pretty insane what we're currently seeing from them here. I mean, Go Next is just bullying them on the map. 8 kills against 0. This game, this match has been all over the place. It's definitely going very different than I expected. Misha gets taken out again. Peter is already angry. And yeah. I mean, if they're getting angry about cats being thrown around, just imagine how mad they're gonna get when a bear is throwing around by an orc. Like, they are just furious. Talking about furious, Malfurion is also furious. He's just getting killed like a ragdoll every single time that he makes an appearance here. And Sylvanas joins him this time. 3 deaths on Sylvanas, 3 kills against Malfurion, and now another fort about to fall with Web Weavers coming down again. Level 10 will soon be ready for Team Russia, so at least they will have heroic abilities for the defense. But oh boy, are they getting their asses kicked here. It's a little bit reminiscent of what we've seen previously in game number 1. I mean, this is getting insane. There's the level 10 abilities. They're trying to make the play for the Quasar. Can they interrupt? Oh my god, that's 25 gems. Oh, that's a problem, to say the least. I mean, Tyrande falls and gets eliminated, so at least there's a bit of a counter kill that happens. But guys, look at that mini-map. Oh boy, all the forts are down. Holy hell, this is rough. This is really, really rough what we're seeing now. 66 stacks for Sylvanas. I mean, she's getting some stacks in, but it's nowhere near the amount that she would need to really turn this around anytime soon. We're having the Hunter-Gatherer on 13 stacks now on level 4 for Rexa. 14 stacks for the Regeneration Master for Nuburak. But yeah, just look at this setup. 2 turn-ins already for the red team and not a single turn-in for the blue team. They still have enough gems to make it happen, though. They still have enough gems to make that happen. They have 47. They need to turn in another 22. But they are soon going to be down another talent. Masquerade has the 22 that they need. And he has to cancel here. Imperius took the bot lane. Now they're coming in again. X-Ray needs to be careful. And there's the taunt. Strafe gets mad value. Wit is in a bit of trouble but survives regardless. And now they zone them out again. And level 13 talents are now in their hands. That gives them obviously another lead. Vala's already moving in. He's trying to get the tags. There's the throw. Stunned through the arrow of Hanzo. And Stork survives with under 50 hit points. Kopmark is thrown over the wall, but can't get the last hit in against the bug. And Nuburak dies. Nuburak gets taken down. The owl apparently hitting him. X-Ray couldn't save him, and they are pushing even more. They're going for the bottom fort, for the bottom keep now, for the bottom wall. Go Next is murdering them. Honestly, someone call the care police. There's a crime in progress right here, and nobody is showing up. That's insane. I mean, this is incredible. We're having Gloom on level 13 now for Vala. The Sovereign Armor is now getting some synergy with the heat of battle. So more Molten Armor talents being specced into by Imperius. And they're starting to move in again to the bottom of the map. Their keep is the target. It's early in the game, only 10 minutes, but they're trying to make the play. Retreating for the time being, even though they have the talent advantage. 12 kills against 1. At least it's not going to be a perfect game anymore. That's a silver lining for Team Russia. But it is tricky. 27 gems. The problem for Go Next is they don't have the gem amount that they need for another turn-in, so they have absolutely no chance with this. So now we're having another opportunity to turn in for the blue team. Gonna look for that. Stork is already sniffed out though. Yeah, they have found him as he checks the bush there. There's another setup. One stun comes out. So far not rushing away. Talking about rushing things. Speed barrier on Wit once again. Can try and go for the throw here. 13 versus 13. So an even fight is in the cards for Team Russia. They can try and make that play now. Also, Tobos on the Sylvanas is actually getting solid stacks together. He's sitting at 84. So he's not getting too bad with this. They're starting to move in once again. There's the Cocoon on Zarya. Could get the bubble out. Even the silence from Sylvanas didn't change anything. We still have Wit surviving. Oh, Tobos then again. He's at 32 gems. Already the ult being used from X-Ray. And they're getting chased, and they're getting chased hard. And there's the throw against Malfurion. And that should be the end of him. Malfurion is down. The counter kill against Zarya as Monka dies. The bot lane still getting pressured by waves and catapults. But can they get another kill? Oh, there it is. Yes, Imperius. Imperius is down. But the bottom keep is taking damage. And that fountain is going to fall. Bottom keep is slowly falling too. But the turn-in is guaranteed at this point. The turn-in at this point is guaranteed. So now we have 3 kills against 14. 16 talents will soon be ready for Go Next, actually in time also for the defense, so that's definitely great for them. A bit unfortunate for Team Russia, but they had to secure the turn in there. It worries me a little bit that Masquerade is still holding 36 gems, because it means that they can focus on that single target if they want to take someone down or prevent him from turning in. Again, the same build here with the defensive measures on level 13 and the mortal combo now on level 16. With level 16 we're also getting the gain train. So a little bit of an unstoppable that you get there. With a frost shot as well. So more poke is now also happening for them. 14 against 3 kills. 16 ready. They're defending the mid lane for now. That's a big push actually with the Bruiser Camp plus Web Weavers. It's a good setup for them. A lot of ults already used as Hanzo's arrow came out. They're trying to make the play here and going also in with the ult from Malfurion. They're making the play for Wit and they actually get the kill. The Cocoon is on Zarya, and that's the first fort eliminated. And honestly, I could see 2 more fall if the Web Weavers are undisturbed at the top and the bot lane. Team Russia starting to slowly claw their way back into the game here. Very slowly, I might add, but again, they're getting there. They have already suffered a lot of damage on their keep at the bottom of the map, and they lost all 3 forts. But as I said previously, it seems like we might see all the forts now fall on the side of Go Next as well. This one is not going to make it, and at the top of the map, this one is going to fall too. So both of the forts are down, and that's in total all 3. Map has been opened up now, and level 16 is nearly ready. There is still a lead by an entire level for Go Next, so they have still an advantage here. But Team Russia is definitely starting to come back into this. Vala currently with 51,000, the top damage dealer in the game. And the Russians go for the boss. Of course they do. I mean, it's the Russians. Well, these days it's the French, but it's the same team captain, the same shot caller. And they're getting it. They sneak it in and they take it. And now they have the boss all of a sudden. But the fight is still there. The taunt, the kill. Malfurion is down again. The old geezer dies once more, and so does Anubarak. 5 deaths on Malfurion. He is not having a good game. X-Ray is just getting... I mean, he honestly is currently the punching bag of Go Next. A tornado actually for just a second nearly pushed him into the stun too. So now we have the boss sniped down. Well, with Malfurion, there's obviously little that they can do about this. But yep, that boss is going to be eliminated. There's still then a chance to maybe confirm a turn-in for themselves. They're close. They nearly have the gems. Talking about Go Next right now. They nearly have the gems at this point. But yeah, let's see. Over here, we're having 2 additional levels for Go Next. That's a pretty big lead in stats. And also, level 20 is close. Again, a kill attempt against Misha, and that's an easy one for them. Anubarak on 16 now, obviously, with the epicenter still. There's the connect! They can't get the kill though. Masquerade was quite low. Keep in mind that he has by now 41 gems. There's the throw, and there's the kill again. No, Tobos! Yes, he goes down. Sylvanas eliminated. X-Ray dies again. Oh, Malfurion is having a tough time here. I think that's kill number 6 against him. 128 stacks now for Sylvanas, so that's actually pretty good. But again, she's not really able to get enough damage in those fights to turn the tides of the battle, at least not just yet. If the game lasts a little bit longer, she might be able to stack a little bit more and pull that off. There's the stun set up again, and Anubarak is dead too. 5 kills against the noob, 6 against Malfurion. The keep is down, and Go Next. They want to go next and want to take down the core now. With 3 heroes dead, that's likely to happen. Quasar is still in play, so is Misha. Masquerade is sitting there, of course, too. But the core is falling, and it's falling rapidly. Go Next. They take it. They take the series with a 2-1 victory against Team Russia and advance to the next round of the winner bracket, whereas Team Russia drops down in the losers bracket of the HeroesHype Premier Series playoffs.